What's up, y'all? So it's me, April Flowers, back on this YouTube thing. I have on my her shades. I'm channeling my inner her because she just put out a fire EP that I've been vibing to on the way to work. Yes, I said work. We'll get into that in a second. Recently, but yeah, you guys, what's up? Long time no see, that I've been saying every video I would start and then never finish. But guess what? This is a sit down video in my brother's room. Hence the blue background. If he were to watch this video, he'd be like, April, get out of my room. But guess who is here and he's not. So this video is basically just me kind of having a chit chat about life after college. Specifically, when you're in that place between becoming degreed and trying to find your career, your job, your first job out of college. So whether it's straight into a career job, whether it's another internship, whether it's even more education, like the different avenues people take, and that how that entire process is. So after I graduated from the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, May 2018, it was the end of 2017. Still in my first semester of my senior year, and I was trying to figure out the next step after graduation. So basically, the very first thing I did, I applied to Teach for America. And when I'm going for something, I really hone in on thinking about it. And what I mean by that is, like, I was already looking at, I like to be several steps ahead. Even if I don't have that position, that title, that whatever yet, I like to think several steps ahead. Because it makes me more motivated, it gets me excited. So I applied for Teach for America, right? I was like, I don't have much experience in the classroom, but I'm so passionate and I'm a good writer as an English major. I'm a good writer, so I can, write a really good essay for my application and all this other stuff. And I was like, I could do it in Memphis, but I could also do it in somewhere else in Tennessee, and then I can move somewhere else in Tennessee. And then I thought bigger. I was like, oh my gosh, I love California. I could do Teach for America in LA. Oh my gosh, I'd be LA living, And for some time, that was the goal. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna get it. Got the email back telling me I did not get into Teach for America. So that kind of hurt my feelings, because in my head, but just the dangers of me getting so excited and planning and looking at apartments and stuff, I started planning around this, and it didn't even, that wasn't what God had planned for me. So I was kind of discouraged, but also later figured out it was a blessing, because another girl who was actually in my poetry class and another class, she was in two of my classes, but she did it too and she got in, but she ended up not doing it. Why? And this can be a whole nother video, but because you have to come up with all this money, and it's like, I mean, I already have to pay back college loans, and now you want me to take out more loans to do this program where I'm trying to help other, like, it was just backwards, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, like, that saved me from a bullet. because I get so focused on something. I'm like, I don't care how much it costs, I'm doing it because that's what I have in my head to do, right? That's not always how you should look at things, and I'm starting to learn that and realize that as I go through life and as things happen. But to continue, let me think. So found that out, found another program, got so excited. It's a program in Memphis, and it's another teaching residency program, and I was really excited about that. I got good vibes from everything. I felt like I did good in the interview. I felt like I did good. Okay, my teaching sample, I was like, but it's okay because they can see how passionate and excited I am about working with children and bringing up the upcoming generations, that of course they'll want me. They'll, choose me. But it was such a rigorous program because they're paying for like your master's, so that's no cheap thing. So it was very competitive, and once again I didn't get in. So at this point I was looking at my life, thinking about the choices I've made, trying to figure out if like, was all these doors closing a sign that even though I have like so much compassion for children, and even though I see myself, and I really truly completely thought that my purpose was to make sure as many children as possible knew that they were loved and cared for and could do amazing, incredible things, maybe that wasn't my calling. So to be honest with you all, for a second I felt super lost. Like, I was thinking of other ways I could do things. I was like, well, maybe this teaching thing isn't for me. Maybe helping children isn't for me. Maybe I have the right ideas, but maybe it's not meant for me to do it personally. And I got discouraged, especially since, like I said, like, there's really love in my heart for wanting to help children. So I slowed down because right after MTR, I was like, the program. Right after that teaching residency, I didn't let that tear me down at first. I was like, you know what? It's okay. I didn't get in. There's plenty of other teacher residency programs. I'm going to apply to all of them, and surely one of them will take me, and I'm going to get my teaching license, and I'll be on my way, and it's okay. Like, this is just another setback, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, I got tired. I was like, maybe not. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe my life isn't supposed to go the way I'm picturing it. So, and as y'all will see in other story videos, like, I'm a very, like, I think about an idea, I put everything into the idea. Sometimes the idea falls through, I'm sad, whatever, but in that moment I'm putting my everything into the idea. So, I go to LA with my friend Hunter. We have an amazing time. I love LA. I always love LA. And California in general. I always say I can't live there because it's too expensive, but I do love visiting because I love the vibes in LA. As a visitor, I love the visitor vibes in LA. Let's be specific. So my idea was to pause at pursuing teaching specifically. I was watching all this Shopify and what's the other one? Shopify was the main one, Steph, and I was like, man, all these people are making money selling random things like spatulas that they don't care about, and just buying i8s and all this other stuff, no shade, when I want to start my own nonprofit helping inner city and low income students, especially in the Black community. And I'm poor. I'm poor. So, yeah, it was really, I was like, why can't I just take this, try to see if I can do something with this, make money, and use that money I make from selling into like starting my own nonprofit. So I got that idea. I got super excited about it. I was like, oh my gosh. I told my friends, let's move all together to LA for a year. And this year, I was going to work on my online business, have that as my only job. But I was going to try to get a waitressing job on the side, but do most of my work into this Shopify store. And network. Because the one thing I will say about LA, there's so many people out there living, thriving, doing great things, that it's like one of the most perfect places to network. So I was like, there's people out here already doing the darn thing, and there's all these seminars and stuff, business seminars. I'm not a business major. I don't know anything about any of that stuff. So I was like, I can go to LA, network, get my name out there, get the brand out there, start this whole shebang doodle bop bop doo. And that was the plan. And I was like, yo, within a year or two, my nonprofit's gonna be off the charts. I'm gonna be up there with ColourPop, even though it's not a nonprofit, but you know, ColourPop was a Shopify store. I'm gonna be up there with ColourPop and Kylie Cosmetics. Like, I'm gonna be up there, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be great. LA is expensive, and I knew that. So the plan was to save money to pay a few months of rent at a little house that I got with my friends. Friends started canceling the plans. All this stuff started to fall through. My money vanished in front of my eyes. I was like, okay, God said, nah, let's not do that either. So once again, I was like, well, you know what? I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to start. I just felt, I felt lost. So I prayed about it, and I really thought about what I wanted for myself personally. And I think after all these twists and turns, I'm finally at a point to where I'm pretty secure in knowing what I want to do with my life. So after LA fell through, and after I put to rest all the other residency programs, I started looking into master's programs specifically, because I was like, what if I don't get into any of these residency programs? What if I have to pay out of pocket for a master's? So I started looking at options for that, to get my master's in, teaching/urban education. But I also looked into just basic programs, like to get my teaching license. So I was like, I want to do one of those, but I know at some point, 110%, I want to get my master's. And I wish I could double major in the master's, because I would also take business, because I want to teach. I do. I want to be hands-on in the classroom. But I also want to start my own nonprofit. And I want it to be a multi-dimensional type of nonprofit. Like, I want the part where we go into schools, we raise money for schools to have the resources and materials that they need to educate our children. And I'm talking about all children, low-income children, but you know what? I'm specifically talking about African American, single-family household, low-income. Like, I want to see my people rise, starting with my children, because they are the upcoming generation. So I want to take them to a level where they know their worth and how much power they have, and all this stuff in media and all these violent things going on within our community and to our community. I want them to have a place where they know that they matter, right? So that's the whole reason why I know for a fact Like, I'm more secure in the fact that my purpose is to help children. And I think there's levels, and I have different phases of what I want to do. We're in phase 1, which is the teaching, being in the classroom phase. That's phase 1. But like I said, I want to be multidimensional. So we have that part of it, and then we have the part where I want to get people who work with teachers specifically and have seminars that specifically train teachers how to teach my type of students. And by my type of students, you can't teach every child the same. You can't have this level for every child, because a lot of children don't have those resources at home or in their communities. So you can't go into a classroom being like, oh, well, this child is below blah, 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 because they don't know these words. When it's like, okay, well, this child grew up in North Memphis, like in Orange Mound. They don't have the resource. They don't know that they grew up in the hood. How are they supposed to know that? How? You can't expect that. You have to put the expectations to match the situation of the child, and then from there you grow. But you can't do that starting off. And I feel like too many people have these expectations that are unrealistic, and it's making our children fail from the jump. You're not even giving them a chance. They don't even have a chance to grow, to prosper, to develop, to do any of that. So I want programs designed to help with that. Also, over the summer in Knoxville, there's this program called Destination Imagination. It was really good. It's like a creative competition where people from all over the world, yes, the world, come in their groups to compete against other people, and they're given a scenario. They bring props and they create things from their props, or they build on site, or it's, impromptu. Like it was amazing to see, and those children are so smart and worked so hard to get there. The percentage of brown people was this low. I didn't like that. It was very nice to see all those children excited, ready, eager to learn, grow, talk with people from around the world, blah, blah, blah. There were this many people of color? What? Are you kidding me? Now, does that say that only that many people are smart enough, intelligent enough, capable enough to be in programs like that? Or does that show that that program isn't geared for my people? I want a program that is geared for my people, and I want them to compete. I want to start it, locally. So we have this big old program, like, I have an idea for the name in my head, but we're not going to say any of the names or the ideas I have, because I don't want nobody taking my ideas. But I have this idea where started locally, in different schools and all the grade levels. Yes, kindergarten too, because baby, it started young. K through 12th grade compete all over Memphis in a competition where they have to come together, think of ideas. They're given like a prompt, and they have to come up with stuff, collaborate, and then you do it at this event, and just make it fun, make it relevant, make these children excited to learn and grow and meet new people and collaborate. Like, I feel like there's not enough excitement around wanting to learn at school. You got all these children dropping out of school. You got all these children whose parents are like, don't think it's important, and they don't realize like the value of education, the value of learning from other people, of collaboration. Like, they don't understand it, which is okay, because no one told them. Like, you can't expect that when nobody taught them that. So that's why I want to make it something that everyone's excited about, so their ears can perk up and they're like, oh, we need to get involved with this, because maybe maybe we can do it. Like, maybe we can be on that level. And I want my program to be just as big, if not bigger than DI. And that's not saying it's only for black or brown people, but that's the audience I'm going to cater to, because there's not enough programs like that catered for my people. It's not. So, like, these are the ideas I have. And like I said, we're in phase one. So, what I'm gonna call this video, because I've been talking for too long, so I'm gonna call this my like pre-video. So in this video, I wanted to talk about, you know, the transition between college and, you know, being a graduate. That didn't happen. I got off on a tangent. I started rambling. It's okay. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna name the title of this video later. But stay tuned for part 2. I'm gonna pause this and then replay it. And then the next video is gonna be me talking about what I'm currently doing now, and what I plan on doing moving forward. I even mentioned Miami and didn't even finish my thought about Miami. It's okay. It's okay. Stay tuned for part 2. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I rambled, but that's what I do. It's who I am. So yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Maybe I can help other people who are passionate about something, and we could just talk. Like, I just need people to talk to who have like similar visions. So if that's you, if you know somebody who's like that, share this video, let them know what's good. And yeah, peace out, homies.